Man, just came back from TT Assen in the Netherlands, and the weather is still beautiful in the evening. So I just had to report it, during this motorcycle ride. So yeah, let's get to it. So TT Assen, so MotoGP. Not sure if you know that or heard about it. It's in the north of the Netherlands. It's very crowded. You got like little stands, food stands, where you can get some nice drinks. Of course, we had some beers and stuff like that. And then the race itself was actually pretty dope. I have to say they were going really fast, and it was the first time for me. Never been there before, so it was a great experience. They were going so fast, and one of the racers, drivers, they were also falling and stuff. There's a whole crowd, and you can just take your chairs with you from back home, from the camping site even, and you can just sit there. It was like 40, 50 euros to get there for the entrance, for the tickets. And then you get this experience where you can just basically just sit next to the racetrack and see the drivers or the racers. It was such a great experience. I cannot believe it. Still, the vibe, the atmosphere, everything, the sound of the motorcycles. It was a great experience. And next year I'm gonna check it out again, and then I will go with the motorcycle. This year we went by car with the three of us, and it was a great experience. And after that, I came back home. The weather was still nice, and I was like, you know what? Let's ride. Just ride to the beach real quick. Just go through it and have a good time, and just relax a little bit. That's what we're going to do today. Just chilling, relaxing, enjoy the vibe, enjoy the views. This place right here, what you're seeing right now, it's called Vogelenzang, and it's pretty close to Zandvoort. You know all Zandvoort, right? Zandvoort is where they also have the beach, but they also do a lot of like the Formula One, F1 races and stuff. Max Verstappen, everybody knows Max Verstappen these days, right? But yeah, this is the road, like the city, two cities or two villages before entering Zandvoort, and it's a nice little place. But this car in front of me, man, jeez, I don't know what he's doing. Like going very slow, but there are also other cars in front of this car. But you know what? It is what it is. So finally, we are in Zandvoort, and the weather is still beautiful. Here it was like, I don't know. I cannot see it on the clock of my dashboard, but it was like I think 8 o'clock in the evening, something like that. So a nice, beautiful, warm, sunny evening, and it's great, man. It's great just to ride, relax on the Royal Enfield Himalayan or Himalayan 450. But after watching TT Assen, I was like, man, I also want to have a race type of motorcycle, like a real racer, like I had back in the day, GSXR 750 and stuff. Man, that's like the nicest race motorcycle I can imagine having, because it has like the weight of a 600, but also the torque, the power of a liter bike or 1 liter bike, and it's just amazing. So here I'm just riding and having a good time, entering soon the sort of boulevard of Zandvoort, and I didn't know, but there was also like a little festival on the beach. I believe it's called Luminosity. A colleague of mine went there, and she was having a great time. I look at this car here. He's going to stop for some people, but there's nobody there. So I didn't know why he was going to stop. Like nobody was crossing yet. I was like, just overtake this guy. Ride smooth and calm with a lot of control as always. That's how I do. That's how I do things. And yeah, so far so good. And I have like 3,000 something kilometers now on the Royal Enfield Himalayan 450. Still going smooth, still going hard. And in this case, I'm just relaxing. I'm not even riding very fast or very aggressive at all. Also, I have, as you can see, I have not the stock windshield anymore. I have the one from WRS and also a little screen on top of it, not from WRS, from a different brand from AliExpress. And it works, you know, the wind goes a little bit more over my helmet and not right against my helmet, but still it's quite narrow, so I still get wind on my shoulders, which is okay, you know, it's okay. It's not a huge big deal or something. And for longer rides, it gets the job done. Don't feel as fatigued as I was before with the stock windshield. And here we are, Sandford, the beach, the boulevard, the section where you can go jump on the beach itself and have a good time. The wind was actually so, according to the weather prediction, weather forecast, it should be like 25 degrees or something, but it felt much colder, much and much colder. By the way, what do you think about this image quality? I'm still using the old DJI Osmo Action 3 with an ND filter on it. I think the image quality is pretty decent in 1080p 60 frames per second. I totally forgot to bring my mic with me, but you know what? That's why I'm doing this voiceover and just talking through it, you know, and have a good time. All right, so going back home, I saw these two pulling up, two girls. One was on a Kawasaki ZX-10R, and the other one, I'm not quite sure. I think it was a Kawasaki ZX-6R, like the ninjas. And they were like small girls without proper gear. And you know, I was like, what the hell? And I was just checking them out, and I was just cruising. They were going not really crazy fast or something, but I found it quite fun to see and also quite weird to see as well. And they had like sleeveless shirts. I was like, what? It's not even that hot, you know, but it shows that, you know, even here in the Netherlands, you got some, I would say, irresponsible riders as well. A little bit of a shame. They do have nice bikes, but you know what? I have a lot of experience, even with the 450cc bike. You know, if you know the roads, if you know how to ride, you can see that they can reach the ground with their feet and everything. And I think they were like 24-ish years, maybe. I don't know. But even myself, I will never ride like that, like with a tank top. And here they were going, like we were not going really fast, as you can see on the dashboard itself. But the funny thing is, like, okay, they were just riding, and I saw that they really know. I'm not sure if they knew the roads, but here across the bridge in a couple of minutes, you can see that experience wins over just having nice bikes. And I do have a nice bike myself. I have to say, I have to admit, I can go like very far with this bike, have real adventures, don't have aches in my wrist or in my back or anything like that. So here I'm like, you know what? They're going too slow for me. Let's push a little bit. And here we are. So I'm just going. And I was like, oh, I actually thought they were going to keep up with me, but they weren't. So that's a little bit of a shame, I guess. So yeah, that's all for this video. See you again in the next one. As always, stay safe, stay happy. Good luck.